It's Happy Hour again from Uptown New Orleans. Hello, I'm Grant Morris. Happy Hour is part of the family of shows on the podcast network. It's NewOrleans.com. When you walk into a bar in New Orleans and you pull up a bar stool, you never know who's going to be sitting on either side of you. What you do know is no matter what they look like, what they're wearing, whether they just got out of a limousine or just got out of jail, they're going to be happy to talk to you. Because that's New Orleans, and this is Happy Hour, a cocktail-fueled 60 minutes of random conversation with folks who have nothing in common. Other than we're all New Orleanians in a bar, today we're at the fabulous Wayfare on Ferret Street, which is not just a bar, it's also a restaurant where they serve handcrafted food and spirits. They have a whole new menu here, by the way. Have any of you guys been here before?
Oh, yeah, I have.
John Grow is here, making his second appearance, but actually only his first appearance on Happy Hour, which is a longer story.
Great place, though.
Laurie Tipton is here as well. Laurie, have you ever been here?
This is my first
Your
time.
Your first time at Wayfare?
I rarely can say that, but this is my first time.
Really? This is your first time? You never forget your first?
You never do.
Okay, that's great. And Mark Berger is here as well.
Second
Mark,
time.
Second time at Wayfare. What are you drinking? Just beer? You're halfway through your first pint.
Citradelic IPA.
Citradelic?
Yes, sir.
That sounds good. You don't have to call me sir, but it is nice, though.
My parents sent me to a boarding school where they beat the shit out of us.
Did they really?
Yes, sir.
Your parents beat the shit out of you or the people at the boarding school?
The people at the boarding school.
What sort of people were they?
Catholic brothers.
Really?
Oh, Brothers of Sacred Heart must be.
Yes, sir. St. Stanislaus.
Oh.
St. Stanislaus. Where is that?
That's based St. Louis.
Really?
I went to Catholic high school in Baton Rouge, had the same brothers.
Really? They beat the shit out of you as well?
Yeah, brother said, I go, brother, why'd you hit me across the face? You were goofy.
Wow. Across the face?
Oh, yeah.
You got hit across the face as well?
Yes, sir. We were one of the last schools with corporal punishment.
Well, corporal punishment is one thing, but hitting across the face, is that part of it? Let's reenact it.
Absolutely.
Let's do it, Laurie. Your brother. What was the worst guy?
Strong.
What was the worst guy's name? Mark, what was your worst guy's name, the hated?
Well, he's like a father to me, but his name was Brother Joseph.
Brother Joseph. Well, he was actually Jesus' father, Brother Joseph.
Right. He was also a Golden Glove boxer, supposedly killed somebody in the ring, and became a brother because of that.
Holy crap, and he knocked the shit out of you.
Yes, sir.
When he was a Golden Glove professional boxer.
Yes, sir.
That doesn't sound right, does it? What kind of a person what kind of religion is that they want to beat up people? And who was the worst guy you had?
Well, we had Brother Robert, who we didn't like, and he's the one who hit it across the face or whatever. But we also had Brother Gordon, who hit everybody their freshman year. And then he was your best friend your sophomore year, all the way to the senior
Brother
year.
Gordon.
Good cop, bad cop.
Brother Joseph.
Yeah, he was. He was the rite of passage. If you got through his class, he was your best friend the rest of the time in high school.
And did you think it's fucked you up in any way, or
not that part of it? I mean, the whole Catholic all boy high school. I mean, there's some social issues amongst a lot of guys.
Did you drop the soap?
No, I never dropped. I held on a second.
John, were you in a boarding school as well?
No, mine was just You're
a day student, and so. But Mark, you were in a boarding school.
Yes,
so
sir.
Where did you come from? Where were you?
I'm from New Orleans.
So your parents lived in New Orleans, and they sent you off to Mississippi to school.
Yeah, I went to Ben Franklin. It's a smart school. I was too smart for Ben Franklin, so they shipped me off.
Really?
Really?
I thought Ben Franklin you had to be super smart to go to.
I was smart, kind of a badass.
Wow, wait.
And the same brothers that do St. Stanislaus and Catholic High and Baton Rouge also do Brother Martin here in town.
Really?
So I bet we have some brothers that we know each other.
Some brothers put their hands on us.
And no one's put their hands on you in any other way than physical violence. No one tried to have sex with you, did they?
No, sir.
That's good, at least. You're telling the truth about that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm not saying John, it doesn't happen,
but look how attractive you are, though.
He's still smiling.
Wouldn't you think some guys would be attracted to you?
Oh, there's plenty of guys in the city that are attracted to me.
Yeah. How do you know that?
Oh, half my family and friends are gay, so.
Half of your family is gay?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Which half is that?
Both. My mom is a lesbian. Her first cousin's a lesbian. My dad's brother's gay. My dad's uncle's gay.
So that is pretty much half.
Yeah.
Okay. What about your family, Laurie? How many gay people in your family?
My mother was gay. And I have a child that I co-parent. My child has 3 fathers, and 2 of them are gay. They're a gay couple. So.
Okay, this is off to a good start already. You've got 3. Your kid has 3 fathers.
My kid has 3 fathers.
Okay,
yes.
let's figure it out.
Okay.
So the original father.
So my partner is Andy, and him and I could not have children together.
Is it against the law?
Well, we've been together I think at that point 10 years, and Andy was like, I never want to have a baby with you ever because you're insane. so I'm going to have a vasectomy. And I was like, okay, that's cool, because if I want a baby, I'm going to have a baby.
This is after 10 years.
Yeah, this is after like 10 years. So he had a vasectomy, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And then, time went on, and for myself, I decided that I really wanted to have a child. And I told him, that I'd like to have a child. And I think he thought it's kind of like a lot of other things when I'm like, I want to be a notary or I want to, do this or that.
Right.
Yeah, I think he thought it would just pass. It didn't, obviously. So I had met Lee Kyle, who is my son's birth father, and had asked him, just on an offshoot one night. I was like, hey, so I know you don't know me really well, but you're really nice and kind and you're very tall and good at math. And would you be interested in maybe procreating with me? And he was like,
what are the hours?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's do that. So there was a lot of back and forth. Both my partner, Andy, and Lee's partner, Clint, were not really sold on the idea to begin with.
Lee's gay.
Lee is gay.
So he doesn't like to knock up women as a...
Well, no, he was great. He was fine with it. His partner was not so much into, they didn't really think that they would ever have children, So... But me and Lee are very, we had made up our minds. We're pretty hard-headed individuals. And so we moved forward with it, thinking, that it would take 6 months to a year for me to get pregnant. We did, at-home, turkey baster style, no sex whatsoever. Yes.
No sex?
No
That's
sex.
Well, that's what
No
I was
sex.
picturing. I was picturing actual sex.
No,
Were you
no
guys
sex.
picturing actual sex?
I was hoping for
I
it.
thought that's where you were going.
I hope
with it.
everybody
Yeah.
was thinking about it.
Oh,
but-
now the turkey.
Well,
turkey
was it during
baster.
Thanksgiving season?
It was not, unfortunately. It was during February. And
Just as well, because you wouldn't want to use that turkey baster
It was
for the turkey.
not for the gravy. I feel like that would be very bad for what was going on. No, but it worked the first time, the very first time.
Okay, so walk us
Yeah.
through it, actually, because I don't think I've ever actually met anyone who's done this with an actual turkey baster. Have you guys?
Well, no, it's not. So you don't
You're in
actually.
a rock and roll band, John, so you've probably heard a lot of good stories.
So you don't use an actual turkey baster. What you use is a syringe without a needle on it. And you order this on the internet, and when you Google, artificial insemination at home, it just brings you to a bunch of lesbian blogs.
Okay.
So then you have to sort through all that, and then you finally get to an order form for basically a box that comes in the mail. And it's got a couple needleless syringes and some specimen cups, the same stuff you'd find at the doctor's office.
A box for your box.
Exactly. So then, and then the instructions say to, have your donor, ejaculate into one of these cups, and then you are to quickly suck it up into the syringe and then gently bathe your cervix with it. Now,
That's
I
where-
remember this.
Boys, we're going for a ride.
Yes.
This is where it gets a bit interpretive. Gently baked.
Well,
This
I
is when
remember
you're
this,
cooking and
yeah.
the recipe's got sort of add to taste. Well,
So, because I was like, well, what
Gently.
happens if you... Well, apparently,
It's not gentle.
you have to do it gently, or
Do you
it
know where your
just goes
cervix is?
everywhere.
That's the first thing.
I do.
Okay. Did you
I
have
had
to
to
look
Google
that
it,
up?
yes.
Okay. So where's that? How far up is that?
Well, it depends on the lady, honestly.
Well, in your
where
case.
I have a very shallow vagina.
Shallow vagina. Okay. So can you feel your cervix?
It's very
with your-
judgmental. My vagina is quite shallow.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. But did you know that about yourself before you started knocking yourself up with a
Yeah,
syringe?
I knew that about myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with it.
Shallow vagina. Okay. So you know where your cervix is.
Yeah,
So
so-
you just have to get the syringe up there to touch it.
You don't even have to get it so far up to touch it, just to kind of get it close to that area and then depress it very slowly, the syringe. And then you put your legs up against the wall, kind of in a yoga-style position. And
Well,
then,
Mark is a yoga teacher. I see you pointing at Mark when
no,
you say.
I actually am a certified yoga teacher, too.
See, both yoga teachers.
We both can put our legs over our head.
Yes, we can.
Really? Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Have you ever done anything with a turkey baster and shallow vagina cervix people?
No.
No. Okay. So that's one difference. All right. Okay.
So, and then they recommend, if you're open-minded, that you masturbate afterwards, because they say if you have an orgasm, that's going to help bring the sperm into your cervical opening.
If you're open-minded.
Yeah, and I'm totally open-minded.
Okay.
So,
and are you masturbating then with the father in the room?
oh no.
So he's-
He did his
jerks
business.
off.
Yeah, he jerked off, did his business, and then he just left.
What's
so I
he
was
doing
just-
now? He's gone out for a drink or something.
Right now, he
No,
actually.
not now.
Oh.
But I mean, after the well, right. Well, that would be interesting too. But after the event, he just
He well,
He
it was
just went out.
it always happened at my house, so he just left, and I didn't really ask him because he wasn't my boyfriend, so I really didn't give a
didn't
shit
care
where
where
he
he's
was
going. Right.
He fell asleep. Don't we all?
Right.
How did you actually meet Lee?
Lee was actually the first time I met him, he was in a theatrical production with my partner, Andy. They did Welcome to Desire. It was Nari Tomasetti's piece that she did that was a play on Streetcar Named Desire.
Okay.
It was at the Always Lounge. And they were
So
in
the
that
guy's
show
a gay
together.
actor.
Yeah, well, he's actually a fabric artist. He made this dress I'm wearing today.
It's a great dress. It's got,
Yeah.
what are the Dr. Seuss,
Dr. Seuss
things all
books.
over it.
Yeah, this was my birthday present.
Horton Hears a Who was on your breast.
Yes.
What's on your shallow vagina?
Fox and socks. Because he likes to be in a box at some point.
Okay. That's pretty cool. That's a cool dress. And what's the copyright issues with that? I guess nothing.
I don't, thanks. Now there's going to be a lot.
I think we can take photo. We've got our own problems with photos on the internet. I guess we can take a photo of that and put it on the internet. Can we, Alison?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yes,
I've already
okay.
put it on the internet.
Oh, okay, so don't worry about that. Well, what an exciting start to Happy Hour that's been. Okay, so you got knocked up.
I got knocked
Okay,
up.
now what's your actual partner's name? Andy.
Andy
I have
is
to
my
write these
partner.
down.
Yeah,
Andy,
it gets a little confusing.
Andy and Lee. What's Lee's partner's name?
Clint.
Clint. They're good names too, aren't they? This is good for the movie. You don't have to change their names or anything.
No.
Okay, so now you're knocked up, and Andy says you're insane. He
Well-
doesn't even. Why would he want to be with you even?
I don't know. I ask him that all the time, and his answer is your ass.
Your ass.
That's always the answer.
Okay.
I'm like, why are you with me? And he's like, your ass.
So that's a joke, obviously.
I don't know, honestly. It's been on this.
She's sitting down, too, so you can't verify that.
You can get a lot of good ass without putting up with insane and a baby and
I
everything. you know.
guess. I mean, I think that
Must
with
be
me, you
something
kind of
else.
know what insanity you're getting. I lay the cards on the table. There's no surprises with me. It's pretty much out there. So it's kind of like you could go with what you know and you're comfortable with, or you could go out there and maybe try. But there's
that's-
crazier people than me.
Are you single, Mark?
I have a girlfriend.
Okay. And how long have you been together?
2 years.
Okay.
She's 10
Is
years.
she crazy?
Y'all all are. Yeah, she's 10 years older, so I got a cougar.
Nice.
She's 10 years older.
Yeah, two
Okay.
kids.
She's got 2 kids already.
Yeah,
Okay.
13 and 17.
Wow, she's a long way
Yep.
along with the kids, so you don't have to worry about that. They're sort of independent.
Yep.
What do they think of you?
I'm the cool guy that just hangs around all
Right.
the time.
You're not the guy that has sex with my mom or anything where they freak out.
Oh, I hope they're not thinking about that, but I'm sure that's what
13
they're
and
thinking.
17. I don't know. Are they girls or boys?
17-year-old's a girl, and the 13-year-old's a boy.
So they're kind of like a brother/boyfriend.
Right.
That's a pretty cool setup.
Yeah.
And how did you guys meet?
She asked me to help her daughter with some running stuff years ago, and just kept in touch. I was engaged at the time.
Oh.
That ended, and then we hooked up.
Wow. So you own a running. You're a partner in varsity running.
Yes.
Varsity Sports, is it called?
Yeah, Varsity Sports.
I thought that was owned by somebody in Baton Rouge.
It is Jenny Peters.
Jenny Peters, right?
She has investors in New Orleans, and I invested when I moved back home.
Okay, where from? Where'd you move from?
Baton Rouge.
Oh, you moved from Baton Rouge to here.
Yes, thank
Okay.
God.
And John grew up in Baton Rouge,
I grew up
although
in-
he was born here.
I was born here, grew up in Baton Rouge, and thank God.
So you've got to be able to say you were born here. That's the key to the whole thing. Were you born here, Laurie?
I was born here.
So that's the key. If you can say you were born in New Orleans, it doesn't matter that you grew up in Baton Rouge for the formative
Right.
years or you got beat the hell up by
Catholic brothers.
by priests and brothers. Yeah, as long as you were born in New Orleans, you've got the passport to do that. So you own the running store. I should just here's my extensive research that Graham, our producer, gave me. If I just read this, it would take 5 minutes. And there's all the things you do is just mark as insane. It says here you're the owner of Higher Power Cycle Yoga and TRX Studio.
Yes, sir.
There's probably like a whole show in that. I don't even know what TRX is. Any idea, John?
Bicycle racing?
No,
No.
it's like bands and stuff and like resistance. It's cool.
You
It's
hang
hard.
from the. It's hanging from the ceiling.
It's like BDSM, but exercise.
Did you
Yes.
pay?
Yeah. Oh, you always pay.
You pay for BDSM.
One
first,
way or
I
the
think.
other, you always pay.
So it's rubber bands. It's like resistance bands.
No, they're straps. Like
Straps. Okay, go on.
Think of like
you
a
must
se-
have explained this 100 times.
Think of like
What
a-
is TRX?
think of like a sex swing, except that you're exercising.
So it's an X swing instead of a
Yes.
sex swing. Okay. I'm not sure what a sex swing looks like. John, you probably know that.
Went into the Big Lebowski, they had a sex swing in there, didn't they?
I believe
close
so.
As
I don't
about
know.
as close as I would know what that is.
Okay, from the Big Lebowski. How does it, do you have a sex swing at home? You and
I do not.
you and the girlfriend?
We do not.
What's her name?
Her name's Erin.
Erin. So you don't have a sex swing?
No sex swing.
Do you have one of those at your place, Laura?
We don't have very high ceilings at my house right now. I mean, I guess we could put a swing in, but
How
it would
high
be,
do they need to be for a
grossly
sex swing?
disappointing. I don't know. I feel like to put a swing in, it should be, I don't know, a little
I
bit.
think it's probably the strength. Talking of resistance, it's the
Right.
resistance more than the height, probably. That's
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know.
I don't think you need to be
I'd
that
need
tall to be
I'd need a stud
fucking on a
finder.
That could be the line of the day right there. As well as that, it says here that you run and do triathlon coaching, and you have a fitness business called NOLA. You can't believe how much stuff there is here. NOLA Multisport. What is that?
It basically was my first like personal training and triathlon coaching and run training and running groups and a whole bunch of stuff that I did when I first started. So I just kept the name.
You also put on races. You're the president of the biggest running club in the city called Happy's Running Club.
Yeah, we meet every
You
Wednesday.
look like you must be like 100 years old to have done all this. How old are you? You wouldn't mind telling us that?
35 years old.
How the fuck did you do all this?
I know. I'm 37 now. I feel like shit. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to feel worse when I finish this. Mark is also the strength and conditioning coach at Loyola University.
Oh,
How about
great.
that?
Anything else, Mark?
Yes. He's the Lulu Lemon ambassador. That's the main thing right there, right? Because there's no guys wearing Lulu Lemon.
No.
There is one.
You're looking at him.
Yeah, I just got back from Vancouver visiting their headquarters.
Are they finally going to make yoga pants for people above size 10?
They do 12.
Do they?
Yeah.
But then they stretch too thin and you can see
You
right
can see
through
right
them.
through the shallow
A
vagina.
12 is like a 10. I think they fixed the
Okay, well,
see-through pants.
let's ask you that as a Lululemon ambassador. What's the company's answer to that? Because the problem was that they were cheaped out. That somehow someone bought it or something.
So
and changed what happened?
The original owner, he kind of said some remarks that weren't PC, and
What did he say?
I think he said something like certain girls shouldn't be wearing those products.
I see.
He is no longer in charge of the company anymore, and there's a great CEO now. And I've been to Vancouver 4 times in 3 years, and I wish I was there right now.
Why?
Besides being with y'all.
Yeah, obvious. That was a very insulting thing to say, especially to John.
Look,
come all this
I
way
even
to-
have a Lulu Lemon purse.
Check it out.
See that?
All right.
I did that because I knew he was coming.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, so do you have any free stuff for us? Yeah, he's taking his shirt off. Nice. So how do you get to be a Lululemon ambassador then?
So basically, you just read it all.
But I thought it
So-
was because you were a sports person. But I thought it was women only. Why would a guy be a Lululemon?
Well, they have men's clothes.
They do.
Yes, whole
John,
men's
are
section.
you wearing any Lululemon today?
I've never even heard that name before.
Are you serious?
It's the first time ever hearing of it, right.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
It's like the biggest brand in sportswear. I think it's the biggest in the world, isn't
Pretty much now.
I thought Under Armour and Nike were.
They are in a general sense, but I'd say in like the boutique brand, they're
The bougie brand that Lululemon's. It's
If
in the
you
it?
have-
Rich People Mall, Canal
Okay.
Place. Yeah.
it? You have to
it's in
look
the-
really good when you go to
So
the
they don't
gym.
sell it at Sam's
It's in Lake.
or Walmart. All right,
They
okay.
do not know.
It's in
Unfortunately.
Lakeside now too,
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Look at that.
and in Baton Rouge,
Oh, okay, the mall.
right in front of Trader Joe's.
Now I guess the
Oh,
poor
okay.
people can see it.
Everybody knows where Trader Joe's
I
is.
know it.
We're about to get one.
I know. Well,
What, Trader Joe's?
Oh,
We're
I'm
getting at
really
Trader Joe's in
excited
New
about
Orleans.
that.
Yeah, on Veterans. I mean,
Really?
I don't
Well,
consider that
it's
New Orleans.
Not
yes.
really New Orleans. but
Next month.
Everyone's so up on how great is it really?
Oh,
Trader
the
Joe's?
snacks are amazing.
Really?
There's things in life you shouldn't go cheap on: sushi, toilet paper, snacks, prostitutes.
Okay. Are they linked in any way, those things?
If they're good, they're really good.
When's the last time you went to a prostitute?
Oh, when I was in Amsterdam, I offered to pay for my friend to go see a prostitute because it's quite amazing. You know, they stand in the doorways. This was years ago. This was 2003, I think. Oh, God, I'm so old. And I was like, hey, I will pay for you to go because that girl she's beautiful. You don't even have to have sex with her. Just go in there and talk to her. And he was very shy because I thought it would be strange if I went. And then, we went and we ate some mushrooms because, that's what you do when you're in Amsterdam. And then we came back, and then we were going to go, but then we saw, a very unattractive man leaving that area where she was, and then he just couldn't get that image out of his mind. So,
That
you
other
don't want to
guy.
be the next guy.
Yeah.
yeah. So, I don't know.
They
but
need to have a back door, like when you go to the
they
psychiatrist.
they totally need to have. Yeah.
So you never did
No,
actually
no.
go to a prostitute.
I've
You've
never
been to one.
No, I've never been to a prostitute.
Right.
I think prostitution should be legalized, though. I think
Well,
there's
it is
nothing
in
wrong
some-
with it.
It is in some places.
Right. I mean, but here in New Orleans, I think it should be. I think it should be everywhere, honestly.
Well, I don't think anyone has a great appetite for legalizing prostitution here. They do. Nobody cares, I don't think. Unless you started some sort of a movement.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think there was a little bit when they had the Canal Street Madam and all that stuff went down. You know, I think that at that point there was a little bit more of a spotlight on it. I just think in general that, you know, by keeping prostitution illegal, it really is harmful for women. You know, it really is denying them some of the rights that they should have, basically.
But on that note, David Vitter would be our governor right now.
Yeah, that's true.
If it wasn't for the prostitution being illegal.
You have a
That's
point.
true.
You have a point.
So that's the upside.
Touche.
That's the upside of illegal prostitution right there.
I'll take that.
Right we have John Bell Edwards. He seems to be doing a pretty good job, this guy.
Yeah, he was with Obama yesterday.
Yeah. Have you ever heard?
Well, so was Vitter.
Did you, I just was he real? Is he
They
still?
were
a
all
senator?
together.
Vitter, Kennedy, all of them together.
I just heard John Bell Edwards speak for the first time. I've never heard him speak before until today. Have you ever heard him speak? The governor?
I don't believe I have.
Have you heard him, John?
I've watched all the press conferences from all the
From the flooding.
the flooding. And
Me
even
too. That's
even
how I
before
heard
that, even when they had the shootings in Baton Rouge. I
right.
think he's handled all that stuff better than any government we've had in the last 20 years.
Yeah, he's the real deal. Have you heard him? He's got an
Yeah,
incredible accent.
What he does that most people. I'm a Democrat, but most Democrats when they talk they're kind of pussies, and he talks like a Republican, so like he can like demand like respect and control,
Right.
and still be a Democrat and think very.
Well, he's
liberally.
a military guy, right?
Right.
So he was like a Marine or something.
Yeah,
Which is unusual.
Maybe he was beaten by the same brothers.
I'm sure
That
he was.
could have been
possible, yes.
Yeah. So you're not fucked up by that at all, then, Mark, right?
Not at
You
all.
got no issues. That's good. to know.
Tell us about your issues. I need to feel better about myself. Jesus Christ, he's 34 and he's like done everything. Did you run a
35.
triathlon? Have you run a triathlon?
I've done
Several,
many of
right?
them.
Yeah, of course.
Many triathlons. I've got more here I could be going on with if you'd like.
Are you an Iron Man?
I'm an Iron
That's
Man.
next.
You know my cousin? Woody Grove.
He lives in Baton Rouge.
No, he lives here.
No, I don't know him.
He does
many-
all that.
He does Iron Man too.
Yeah.
Is there must be a pretty small family of Iron
Very
Man
very
competitors
small.
in New Orleans, especially. I would
Right.
think there would be down to like 3 people. You and Woody Grow and the other guy.
My uncle's an Iron Man.
My neighbor's an Iron Man.
Yeah.
What's your uncle's name?
There's 4.
Henry Poynott. He owns Big Fisherman Seafood on Magazine
That is a
Street.
great place. Okay, now we're on to tattoos. What's on your arm?
So I got a bunch
Miss
of stuff.
Lonely.
I have
Miss Lonely Hearts.
Miss Lonely Hearts tattoo. That's
Oh my
a
goodness.
book by Nathaniel West about a gentleman who writes an advice column called Miss Lonely Hearts. It's really satire and depressing, so I really like kind of my life.
Your life is satirical and depressing.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Not at all, actually. And then this one is just a clock. This is
a clock
based
with
on
a sort of a smiley
a Mark Ryden drawing that he's done. And when my son was little, the first phrase he would say is tick-tock. He'd run around because he loved clocks, so I got that one.
Hey, that's interesting. The first thing he said is tick-tock.
Yeah. I don't
Why
know.
would he say? How would you know a clock goes tick-tock?
I don't know. He's very, very smart. He's Wilder will be 3 in October, and he already knows all 50 states and their capitals. He knows 30 countries and their capitals. The kid's very, very, very intelligent.
At 3.
He's not even 3.
Not even 3.
When he
knows.
was 18 months, he knew all of his alphabet. My friends hate me because I post videos to Facebook, and they're like, "My kid's retarded compared to your child," which I
Yeah,
probably
that's
shouldn't say
bad.
that word, but
No, Facebook's okay. Why are you carrying the money mark around in a plastic bag, a guy with your standing? Doesn't Lulu Lemon have a wallet?
So I was in Vancouver and I was running around the town, running up mountains and stuff, and it's waterproof.
So you keep all your money and business cards in a see-through Ziploc plastic bag. That's
So
very eccentric. On the table.
My mom's Sicilian. It used to be like an old like women's rubber band.
Okay.
And I have a wallet. Just I go through phases.
How much money you got in there? How much cash do you carry around? Where's your... You have credit cards in here too?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Venture, Visa, Capital One. Holy crap.
how many points do you have?
Enough to bring me to Europe next year. I've
See?
been saving them.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
good idea. John, when are you taking off on tour next? What are you doing? You have a new record out.
I have a new record. It comes out Friday,
This
August
week.
26th.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God! So if you listen to this anytime after Friday, August 26, 2016, it's out, and
It
it's
is
called
out.
River on Fire.
Rivers on
Rivers,
Fire.
Rivers, plural, on fire.
Rivers on Fire. Yes.
Okay, cool. Wow.
Been writing for it, working on it the last year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
Finished it in April, May, and kind of been sitting on it, trying to get all this business stuff lined up, the promotions and publicity and the radio. And it's finally here.
Wow, congratulations. That's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
That's a lot of work.
I feel like my life's been on hold for a while. And
Yeah.
so now that it's out, started to get some reviews. Reviews have been positive. People have been listening to it and liking it. So
Well, that's
I'm
exciting.
encouraged.
Yeah. So if you don't know who we're talking about, John Papa Gros, what do people call you, Papa or John? Or I call you John. But
Well, they call me lots of things there, Graham. But on the street, I get Papa a lot. In the bars, I get Papa a lot.
Right.
John is fine.
what does your wife call you?
She calls me John and Babe.
Babe. Okay, I'm going to go with Babe.
Yeah, all right, Babe.
Okay, Babe. So why don't we take a listen to something off the record?
Yeah, it'd be great.
What should we listen to?
Let's go with the title track, number 2, Rivers on
Is
Fire.
it called Rivers on Fire?
Yeah, I
Okay.
wrote this about a year ago, right during the 10th anniversary of Katrina. And just kind of thinking about, like, Ferret Street. We're out here on Ferret Street. What a great thing that's been. Doesn't get all the positive things don't get enough attention, and this song is kind of about that.
Okay, check it out.
Look in the paper as I greet a new day. Lovers and haters just fanning the flames. But I know we'll always find a way to survive. This city's healing and the river's on fire. You got a needle and I got the groove. Lift up your voices like a rocket to the moon. And let's spend together all our dreams and desires. Our city's healing and the river's on fire. River's on fire. River's on fire. Rivers on, rivers 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 on fire. I walk down the street and I like what I see. With every step is one more reason to believe. And I'm feeling higher than a bird on a wire. My city's healing and the river's on fire. Hey! I got my piano and some cheap champagne, radiating sunshine like it's Mardi Gras Day. So raise your glass until it blazes the sky. Our city's healing and the river's on fire. River's on fire. River's on fire. Rivers on, rivers 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 on fire. Feeling high. I know we'll always find a way to survive. Our city's healing and the river's on fire.
There we go.
What do you think? Nice. How you like it? How many times you heard that?
How many millions?
Are you sick of it? What do you think when you hear
No,
it?
I'm not sick of it.
You still liking it?
I'm still like,
How cool.
yeah,
I like it too.
really proud of that song.
I like it. Hey, what are you playing? You're playing the piano on there.
The piano and the organ and the singing. I mean, write all the music, arranged everything.
And who's playing that cool sort of funky guitar? Like
That's the amazing, masterful Brian Stoltz.
Brian Stoltz from the Meters.
From the Funky Meters, played with Neville Brothers, done
Yeah,
Dr. John,
wow,
Linda
okay.
Ronstadt, Aaron Neville, Bob Dylan. I mean,
Holy shit, you played with Bob Dylan?
yeah, on his Mercy Mercy record.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
or Mercy
And
record. Yeah.
When that's the one he made here?
Yeah, the one he made in New Orleans.
And,
Yep.
and who else is on there?
Russ Broussard is playing drums from married to Susan Cowsill of the Cowsills. And then Eric Vogel is on bass. And Mike Dillon's on percussion. And then the ladies we had singing, that was Erica Falls, who's been singing with Galactic as of late. And Jelly Joseph, who does Tank and the Bangas.
Wow, you got a lot of pretty good people on there. So your band was called Papa Gros Funk.
Right.
Back in the day when you were playing at the Maple Leaf for 10, 12
We were
years.
12 years of Maple Leaf, 1 year at the Old Point Bar.
Wow, so that's 13 years that
Thir-
band was together.
Yes.
So now what are you going to do when you're going to go back out on the road, I guess?
We started going on the
support
road already. We were out on the road.
this? Same guys? You got the band back together?
Well, not Papa Gros Funk. It's John Papa Gros. So all different guys, different
Okay.
music. And kind of almost starting from scratch again.
So you have to train up a whole bunch of new guys, or has everyone just got it in their DNA now?
No, we're rehearsing. I came from rehearsal today, which I'll push the time a little bit here. Just left rehearsal to come here.
Wow. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, but just, it's fun, like working on new music. The guys are excited about it. It's just, it's a fresh start, so it's kind of invigorating.
So how does it work? Do you have to book a tour? Do you have a booking agent do all that crap for you, or what?
Well, like I say, I want to go to Houston. I'm going out west, so line it up, so I got a booking agent that does that, manager
Okay.
that kind of yells at the booking agent. I yell at the manager, and
So you got a setup. You got a bunch of people. You don't have to do all this.
I don't have to do it, but I mean, I'm heavily involved in
You
the whole
gotta keep on
process.
top of it.
Right. It's my business. So.
Yeah. So what's the plan? Then the plan is to go west from here to Houston. And
Well,
then,
it's my immediate plan is just to go play all the places Papa Gros Funk was successful at, and all the places that we have a strong fan base for the New Orleans music market. New York City,
Right.
Baltimore, D.C. is a hotbed. South Florida is a hotbed. Chicago is a hotbed. San Francisco. There's really deep pockets of New Orleans fans there that Papa Gros Funk did really well at, and they know me, so I'm trying to hit those places first. Got the radio promoters sitting the record out right now. Just started this week. As far as
how does that work now?
I really don't know. You pay them a lot of money, and they're supposed to make you famous.
But
We'll find out.
What is radio now? What radio station would?
Well, that's the thing. It's the company that we hired. Their job is to get it to AAA formats, non-commercial.
Okay.
So anything that's not, like the Clear Channel stations, and NPR stations would be involved in the WWOZs.
Right.
The community radio stations.
Right, so you go
and
that
college
way.
radio stations.
So they have guys that work those stations.
They have guys that work those stations.
Okay. And what do you pay? What do they get paid when you say they get paid a lot of money? 'Cause
Ooh, it's like, they start around $1,500 a month to like $5,000-$6,000 a month.
that much.
That much.
And can they make you that money back? Obviously, that's the plan, right?
Let's talk in
no
three.
one-
Let's talk in 3 months. Let's see.
Yeah, because
I don't know.
nobody's buying records anymore.
Well, they're still listening to music. That's the whole thing. People are still listening to music, and music is still embedded in everybody's fabric of their lives.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like,
But we're stealing it now.
well, we're stealing it. We're not making it. Musicians and songwriters are not nearly making enough money
Right.
from it. So the whole model has changed, but they still come to see live music. People still want to buy a CD or a T-shirt at a show.
Right.
There's
So you
still
got-
avenues to make money.
So you got to get it on the radio for the marketing
when people,
purposes.
if
Right,
people
right,
like
right.
it, they will come.
Yeah.
That's just one of the things. It's got to be good. It's got to be good on the record. It's got to be good when you show up live. You can't show up half-assed when you know.
Right.
So you're trying to just get it so we're at a high level. So when people come, we play a place, 50 people show up. Next time we play that place, maybe 250 people show up. Next time, maybe 500. Then that's kind of the plan. But that's starting from scratch, and it's pretty
But
tough.
people used to hire radio promotion guys to get the song on the radio, so people would go hear the song on the radio and then buy the record.
Correct.
And that's where the money was.
Correct. Now it's about streaming or downloads.
Right. So what is a radio promotion guy earning his money doing? Just getting a song on the radio so people know your name. It's just
Correct.
name recognition.
Right. Branding. It's more branding than
Branding.
anything. Yep.
Right. Okay. And you have to go out and do appearances, and you go to radio stations still and do all that sort of...
When I leave here, I got to go home and do a bunch of station IDs. That's my job today.
What do you have to say?
My name's John Papa Gros from New Orleans. You can listen in blah, 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 KX32, in Cincinnati, Ohio. And
what are you doing that on your home?
I have a little recording studio at home, so I can do it pretty decent at home. But if I was on the road and had to do it, I could do it on my iPhone.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's a whole new world. So, well, we're looking forward to hearing what goes on. So we get to hear the record on the radio. I guess on OZ will play it here for
OZ's
sure.
been playing it for the last 2 weeks,
Right.
which has been great. A lot of great friends over there, very supportive and helpful. And then I got an email that I haven't even checked it out, but there's about 10 stations across the country that really started putting in a medium rotation in their stations this week. So
you got an email and you didn't actually look at it?
No, I came from Murphysville to come straight. I got to say, you need to get down to the Wayfare right away. I was like, I'm on my way. Okay. It's right on much time as I had today.
Well, you can check your email right now. I'd love to know. Have a look.
Well,
Let's see.
look.
Let's see how many stations are playing.
Let's see what we got going on here.
Rivers on Fire, yeah. This is
It is kind
breaking news.
It is breaking news. I really don't know.
Well, let's hope it's good news. Otherwise, we're going to have to console you. Okay, what are we going to say if it's not good? Who cares about radio?
All right, we've been added in Williamsburg, Virginia, Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Okay.
We're playing in Minneapolis, Tampa, Boulder, Colorado, Forest Grove, Oregon, Melbourne, Florida, Homer, Alaska, in Paonia, Colorado. We're in a regular rotation in Fresno, California. And I guess there's an internet radio station, Radio Free Americana.
Well, I've got to say congratulations,
Yeah,
wouldn't you, on that? I mean, that's pretty good for day one.
That's
nice job.
That's the first week.
This first week, you've been added to like 20, 30 stations. Or
And
something.
I'm number
amazing.
268 on the Americana radio charts right now.
Okay.
Hopefully that changes.
So you come in at,
Goes up.
You come in at 268.
Yep.
Okay, so that's pretty impressive, actually, to be added to all those stations.
That's in the
for a
first
brand
week.
new record.
That's like the first 5-6
Yeah.
days. So.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So that guy just earned his couple of $1,000 there.
Right.
Yeah.
Record plugger guy.
Right.
How cool. Hey, listen, talking about commercial messages, I have to just tell you about Uber. Do you know about Uber, you guys?
I do.
Do you have the Uber app?
I don't.
You
I
don't?
do.
Oh, God.
I've just learned about it and I've butchered.
Do you have the app?
I have the app and I've done it twice and I butchered it both times.
How could you fuck up Uber? You just pushed the...
Well, I pushed it. I didn't know I booked him,
and
I canceled it, and I booked him again. I canceled him and booked him in. I canceled him, and then he called me. He's like, "Do you want me to come and get you or what?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't know what I'm doing."
Okay.
So he showed up, and everything was great after
Did you
that.
figure it out?
Not really. I don't know. Still don't know what I'm doing. But it was it was a great service. I can tell you that.
Well, here, Mark, you don't have the app, so this is what you can do. This is great for you then, because I hardly ever meet anybody who doesn't have the app. If you download the Uber app, either you got an iPhone or Android. I got it right here. The iPhone.
Yep.
Okay, so go to the App Store, you download the Uber app, and it'll say, there's a promotion section. Do you have a promo code? If you tell them that your promo code is Happy Hour NOLA, then you'll get a free ride for $20 value.
Oh, look at that.
Right there. Yeah, and John can show you how to do it. So that's it. So if you download the app, if you don't know what Uber is, then I actually be living under a rock. But it's a ride-sharing service.
Oh, I have the app.
You've already got it.
Look
Okay,
at
so
that.
I don't know whether you can do this.
I've never
or not.
used it, but
You've
sure.
never used it? Well, you could delete it and download it again if you've never used it.
I don't get that fucked up anymore.
It's
You don't
just
have to
handy,
get
though.
fucked up to take Uber.
He's the one drinking the beer too right now.
I know. Taking shots.
You
of
might be getting Uber
just
out of here.
mezcal
We have
before this.
Happy's Running Club tonight, so I have to feel a little good before the run.
You got to have a few beers before
Yeah,
you
yeah.
run.
Is that Happy's Bar?
I usually
Yeah,
do
we,
acid.
we start there, we end there.
Okay.
2 for 1 beer after.
John, you didn't realize we signed up for it by being on the show today. We have to go do the
Yeah.
run.
Yeah.
Right. Here we go.
When's the last time you went for how long is it?
Hey, it was 50 people at that bar. We'll have 100 to 150 people at this bar, so you can come in and you can promote your stuff.
There you go.
Good
For
idea.
free.
Perfect.
Good thinking. When's the last time you went for a run, Laurie?
This morning, actually.
How far did
I
you
run
go?
at the NOAC every day. I ran 3 miles this morning.
That's a long way.
Yeah.
How often do you do that?
I try to run every single day, to be honest with you. I have plantar
Man.
fasciitis in my left foot, though, so...
Right, that's a
I'm
good
probably
name for you.
I'm probably
That's a good
pronouncing
name
that
for
wrong.
John's next album.
Right.
Yeah, there you
Plantar
go.
fasciitis in my left foot. And how do you get rid of that? You run?
Well, no, you're not so... You're not so... Well, they don't say don't run, but you have to, you're supposed to ice your foot, roll the foot out. You should never wear anything but tennis shoes, which is why I'm wearing tennis shoes with this dress. I can't wear, heels or anything cute anymore. If I do, then I literally look like a baby giraffe. like
That's
stumbling
cute.
around.
Baby giraffes are nice.
Yeah,
So,
maybe.
but you're a bartender, right? So you're on your feet all
the time. Yeah.
You're the bartender at the Ace.
Yeah, so the Ace Lobby Bar. So we have 3 bars there. I'm at the Lobby Bar.
The Ace is the hippest place in New Orleans.
I think it is pretty hip.
Apparently.
I love it.
How did you get hired there? Do you have to be a certain hip
Well,
quality?
to be honest with you,
Shallow vagina?
Yes,
requirement?
that was
They
on
ask
my
you-
resume.
Okay.
No, they're an amazing company. I mean, I have to say, I've worked a lot of service industry jobs in New Orleans, everything from independent contractor to management, and the Ace Hotel is very different. You feel like they're from the Pacific Northwest, which they are. The way they treat their employees.
What is that?
Well, the Pacific Northwest, or the way they
Oh,
treat their employees.
well, start with the way they treat their employees.
Well, like, for
What's the
instance,
diff?
I am a bartender. I work full-time, and I have health insurance not only for myself, but for my partner, who I am not married to, and my son.
That's good.
And I have paid time off, which is insane.
Okay, so now we've figured it out.
I've
That's
never heard
why-
of that.
Yeah, it's insane.
that's why Andy is
And
still
they're-
with you.
Exactly, that
the
is.
health
We know
benefit.
it's Humana.
It's not just your ass, it's Humana.
It is Humana. But they do a really rigorous interview process. Like when I was interviewed for ACE, I was interviewed by 7 different people because they really want to learn who you are as an individual and whether or not they like you as an individual, because they don't try to change you at all. Like, once they like you and they feel like you have the type of attitude, or at least, you can do the job to some respect, then when you come in, they just say, be yourself, be who you are. Like, we don't have a manual that says, like, you have to treat every guest this way. We don't have a uniform. There are a lot of things that make it very different. So I know a lot of people come across and say, oh, it's hipster central, or it's, which makes me feel good because I'm 37 years old. And personally, you want to call me a hipster, I will take it. You want to cat call me, please. 37,
Okay. You like being
Yes.
catcalled. Really, most women object to that, apparently.
No, well, wait till they're 37 and they got
then-
crow's feet.
And plantar fasciitis in their left
Exactly,
foot.
they can't wear high heels anymore.
Right.
Then you're just begging. I just walk past construction zones to feel better about
Just
myself.
hoping for someone to catcall you.
Absolutely.
Okay,
There's a bunch of yuppies that say it's a hipster place, and the yuppies are still there.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's a wonderful place, though. I've never worked a job where I've cared as much for my fellow employees as I do at this
that's
job.
nice.
I really do love them.
What was it called before it was the Ace?
No, it wasn't anything for a really long time. The building was closed.
Where is it?
It is at 600 Carondelet Street, and it was actually originally a furniture store years and years and years ago. And it was one of the first ones that utilized the actual showroom idea for furniture stores. And then it closed for quite some time, and before Katrina, it was used for office space. And then I believe it closed in 2004 and was not utilized until Ace kind of came in and redid it.
So where is it? Carondelet and what?
It's at Carondelet, 1 block off of Poydras Street. And it's
On the uptown side.
Yep, on the uptown side, very close to the Rouses, very close to all what they're calling now. I call it the CBD because I'm old school, but it's called the South Market District now.
Really?
I've never heard that.
It is.
Wow.
It is South Market District, and that area really is blowing up. It's insane.
Where's the market?
Rouse's.
Rouse's
the
is the market. I guess I've never really thought about
There's
that.
like a development down there called South Market District or
Absolutely,
something
and
like
so they have a lot of really cool new places. In fact, another place that just opened around the corner, right next to Willa Jean's, is a new restaurant that does sandwiches called Part and Parcel, and they're really great people. They've been doing their pop-up. My partner is an owner and manager of the Voodoo Lounge in the French Quarter.
This is Andy.
Andy, yes.
Okay.
And they've been doing their pop-up out on Rampart Street in the midst of that disaster. If you guys have been down there, it's
Yes.
been a mess.
Yeah.
Selling their sandwiches, working really hard to get their brick and mortar, and they just recently opened in the last 2 weeks, and so it's a really lovely place too. I always have to give them a shout out.
Part and
because-
Parcel.
Part and Parcel.
And what
Really
sandwich
good.
have you had there that you like?
Oh man, I've had them all, to be honest with you. But I really like, there's one called the Kevin, which is basically like a fancy grilled cheese, but not fancy bougie, like fancy, like really like quality ingredients. There's another one that's, I don't know the name of it, but it has meatballs on it. That's the one that I hadn't had.
Probably the meatball sandwich.
Might be called the meatball. Maybe so. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe if it's called, the other one's called Kevin. Maybe, I don't know.
It might be called
Jennifer?
Yeah, maybe so.
Right.
Something
But
like
that
that.
one's all of them are
Okay.
very good though. Yeah.
So we shouldn't feel intimidated to go into the Ace if we're not hipsters. Like
Absolutely
You
not.
probably get away with it, I think, Mark. Have
He's
you been
been
in
there.
I've been plenty.
Yeah. Did you recognize him from there?
No, but I might have served them a cocktail. I work mostly day shift. I really love the day shift because I get a lot of the
Alcoholics.
yes, and the lawyers, which
the
are also
that's
alcoholics.
Who's drinking in the daytime down? I mean, it is New Orleans after all,
Right.
but who's drinking in the daytime in the lobby of a hotel?
A lot of people that are staying at the hotel, what I love to do is, because I'm from here and I really do love love New Orleans. I love to be like, hey, how long are you in town? What do you want to do? What are you into? And then I kind of give them a list. And then they usually come back the next day and tell me what they've done. And then we say, okay, well, what do you want to do next? And so that's what I love to do, is to tell people. I like to boss people around and get paid to do it.
Nice. But how many people are drinking during the day in the lobby of the hotel?
Quite a few. I mean, honestly, like it's pretty surprising. And I mean, just look at the Monteleone, look at the Carousel Lounge. You can almost never get a seat at that bar. I don't care what time you go.
I don't go there during the day. Is that right?
Oh yeah, it opens at 11 a.m. and you show up at 11:30, and it's still hard to get a seat at the Carousel Lounge. You know, so hopefully one day lobby bars like that.
But they're tourists, right?
Well, the good thing about Ace, well, I shouldn't say the good thing, that kind of has a negative connotation, but I would say that's half and half. I get a lot of locals that come into the Ace because it is the location of it. Like I said, it's by a lot of the law firms, a lot of the downtown businesses. So people are working in their offices. We do serve food there. So they'll come over and have lunch, or they'll come over and have a beer. We have an amazing happy hour from 3 to 6, $4 draft beers, $5 glasses of wine. We do a $5 cocktail every day, and it's like something really fancy. So
okay, this is sounding pretty good. What about music? Is there music over there?
Yeah, there's music.
Can we put John on the piano?
Absolutely. You should get in touch with them over there because there's music constantly. They have a piano in the lobby, and anybody who can play it, I always say, please play the piano, which is awesome.
And some of my do Quando, and, and they Fly Me to the Moon.
Exactly.
Barry Manilow.
Girl from Ipanema.
I will tip you in booze. And then also they have a event, like not really an event space, but opening into the lobby is a separate area called Three Keys, where they have it. They can close the doors and it can be private up to 150 people, but they can also open the doors where it opens into the lobby, and they have music there almost every night and everything that you can imagine. So in most of the shows, I would say 95% of the shows are free. So it's really nice. They try to get a lot of local musicians in there. So you should definitely come.
Because I can say if you put a band like your band, like John Grove's band, the place would be packed out. I mean,
absolutely.
You would hope so.
Yeah, but I mean, do they want it to be packed out like that?
No, they do. And I mean, it's almost.
I thought you want it to be sort of.
It's almost annoying at times, like because I love like. I would have to say that the Ace Hotel is one of the few jobs that I've had that I actually go there a lot when I'm not working. I've actually stayed at the hotel. I enjoy it that much that I will go to my workplace when I'm not working. And sometimes I personally get annoyed because it's so crowded. And I'm just like, man, I just wanted to come in and have a drink and relax. And there's so many people having fun, which, obviously I shouldn't be annoyed with. But when I'm drunk, I think the world revolves around me. Anybody else guilty of that?
How many drinks have you had today?
1.5. Well, actually, no. I started drinking at 10 a.m. because we did a training at the bar today. So we do, we almost continuing education, honestly, for our bartenders.
You're the kind of person we need to hang around more.
Yeah. So I actually have pictures. Wait, I'll show you guys a picture of all the cocktails
While
we
you're
buy.
finding that, I'm going to tell you about Basic Swim and Gym. You know about Basic Swim and Gym, where you can get a full range of fashion swimsuits, workout, and yoga clothes with style. You should know about this, Mark.
Where's that at?
It's on Magazine Street, right across the street from Basics underneath the lingerie store.
Oh, I'll bring my girlfriend.
Yeah, check it out. You can also get bikinis, one-piece, cover-ups. Hey, do you have a cover-up?
Good morning, Weaver.
Laura, do you have a cover-up?
I don't ever use a cover-up.
You can get one at Basic Swim and Gym. What is that?
That's what she was drinking at 10 o'clock. That was breakfast.
Oh
yeah, look at all those cocktails.
You're on a roll. You drank all those cocktails?
Well, I tried them all.
Sazerac,
That's actually a Martinez. We were doing vodka and gin cocktails this morning. So of those, I would have to say my favorite was we did a gin gimlet, which was quite delicious.
When you say we do them, what does it mean? You're learning how to make them? Or you're teaching people?
Well, actually, yeah, we're going over them, trying different spirits. We did a blind tasting, so it was really interesting. They took 5 vodkas that we serve, and they had us taste them and write notes on them and rate them as to which were our favorite. And they did the same thing with gin, so that we could really, because so many of us are by brands. We think, this is what I always like, but you're not really sure until you start to really taste them, at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So what's the best vodka that you tried today?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. The funniest thing is unanimously, and there was 15 people of us in this tasting, the vodka we liked the best was the Svedka, which is our well vodka, which is $6 at our bar.
That's worth knowing.
Yeah.
Svedka. I've never heard of it.
And I'm probably going to break the hearts of a lot of ladies out there and some men too, but our least favorite as a group was Tito's. And I know that that's a very unpopular thing to say, and now I probably have an X on me.
Cheetos is the one that people order the most?
Oh, absolutely. People are just, they've bought into it. And it's interesting because it's won a bunch of awards, but as a group, as a blind tasting, I highly suggest people try it because I was surprised that I didn't care.
How do we spell Svedka?
Svedka.
That's how I spelled it. I should get a prize for that, right?
Absolutely.
Svedka vodka. I'd never heard of Svedka vodka.
Is that Czech?
Is it a chick?
Or Czech, or is it Russian?
Svedka is actually Swedish.
Swedish.
Yeah.
Swedish.
Ah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you drink, Mark, even though you're a workout guy, so you can burn off all these calories, no problem.
That's why I work out.
That's why you do it. So how much of a workout do you do a day? What do you actually do? If people ask you what you do, what do you tell them?
For a living,
Yeah.
I work out all day,
Just work out all day.
basically.
But that's what you tell people? I mean, you own a gym.
Yeah, I own 2 studios. One's in South Market District now, like a half a block from Part and Parcel.
Exactly.
Hip.
So you can eat your sandwich and then go work it off.
And it's called higher power.
Yes.
Now, higher power technically means, I mean, usually people refer to
Make
that as
the
like
joke.
God or something, right?
I already made
So,
the joke.
yeah.
Oh, you made the joke? Did I miss that?
I asked him earlier at the bar. I said, so do you get a membership to AA when you join?
Right, because you give it over to a higher power. Why
So,
did
yeah.
you call it that?
Because in yoga, it's a lot of times somebody's, sanctuary when they go to yoga. So, it has nothing to do with God, but that could be your spiritual time for yourself. Also, since we do cycling as well, the more power that you output, the higher that power, the better the cyclist that you are. And then we also feel that everybody can be a higher power to the community by giving back, and we do a lot of philanthropic stuff as well.
Okay. So that makes a bit of sense. What do you think, John? You enjoying it?
I like it.
Okay.
I like
So
it.
what do you do there? Other than, I mean, you can go to it's a regular gym, or it has different stuff in it?
So we're all classes. It's what they call a boutique studio. You can pay a la carte, like per class. You can pay for a 5-pack, 10-pack. You can buy a membership. But you get specialized teachers. It's not like going to a big box gym and just going in there and, sometimes getting a half-assed teacher, or, sometimes just going and do it yourself and you don't motivate yourself or push yourself. And also bringing the mindfulness into it, where it's not just push and go and stuff like that, but bringing something that's a little bit more, that you get whole mind-body experience.
Did you dream this up, this program?
Yes, me, business partner, and just it's grown, and evolved since we started it. And
But did you add the mindfulness aspect to exercise?
yes, the mindfulness was mostly me because I'm the yogi. My business partner is a cyclist. I'm a former triathlete as well and cyclist, but people need more than just the physical aspect of.
Well, what is the spiritual part of that?
Well, it doesn't really have to be spiritual. It just has to mean something to you. When you walk in there, you could be having the worst fucking day of your life, and the instructor could say one or two things and like totally change your outlook on what's going on. So, I think, besides doing that, we also build a community. So, like, a lot of other fitness places, they don't want you to being like friends with the community that we're with. At our mid-city studio, we have 1,000 square foot lobby where we have couches and tables and stuff, and people just sit there and do work, or they hang out after. And
At the gym, and this is higher power. So there's two higher powers.
yes,
There's one
mid-city next to Mofo, and then in the Beacon in South Market District,
Yeah.
which is a new complex over there. We're the first retail inside this new building.
Ah, okay.
We open up to Rampart, and we're like Rampart and Gerard.
So who goes there? People in the Maroney? Or the people drive there and park?
Kind of everywhere. I mean, so downtown mid-city is more local. Lakeview, Metairie, mid-city, Gentilly area. And some from like uptown as well. But downtown, a lot of people that live down there now, that work down there. Tons of commuters. They can go there before or after. We have 3 nice showers, and we pay a lot of fucking rent. So
It's pretty expensive everywhere around New Orleans now.
yeah,
Yeah, so you got to get some people in there.
right.
Okay. So what is the deal with, this is something you must know something about if you're into this sort of not just physical side of it. How do someone like us, how do you get motivated to go? That's my biggest problem. Don't you find, John?
Well, I like to walk. I'm not a runner, but I love to walk. But when it gets to summertime and it's
Right.
8 o'clock in the morning, it's already feeling like 95 to 100 degrees outside, I just don't do it.
So
I'll wait till October and I'll start walking again. But like,
you've got a very short window for exercise in New Orleans.
Well, I go from October till about May.
Okay.
You know,
not bad.
Festival season.
Festival season.
You're like a reverse
But
bear.
I mean, I don't really walk. I mean, I walk for health, but it's more mental health than anything.
Absolutely.
I mean, what it gives me is just clears my head, think all my thoughts at the beginning of the day, kind of set my day in motion, and then I sleep so much better. And then
How far do you walk? Like 20 miles?
2 miles.
That's all. That's all you need to do. And you clear your 2 miles will clear your head and give
It
you a
takes me
good night's
35,
sleep.
40 minutes. I listen to tunes when I'm doing it. It's just great. And then another thing I've been doing the last 3 or 4 years is been having vocal coaching. And then part of that is learning yoga breathing as part of that, which I'm not into yoga or anything, but like I understand how the breathing thing and everything that he's saying all makes sense.
Trying to get something out of the plastic bag. What's in it? A card. Thanks. Higher Power First Class free.
There you go.
Free.
There you go.
Got the word free on it. Okay, we're definitely going to that. Thanks, Mark. What is this?
Look at this. Find your high.
Right.
I'm sold.
So, what kind of drugs are you doing normally?
Well, no,
then, Laura?
the thing is that's great is this is so close to the Ace. You guys could go work out,
Yeah.
then pick up a sandwich, and then come have a
Then go to my
cocktail.
gig. Then go to my
Yeah,
gig.
exactly. Then go to your gig. See, so it's like it's
Okay.
like a threefer.
And it's all on the same block. I like this. Okay, so it says Higher Power Cycle Yoga. So it's a cycle-based.
So we have 2 studios,
Yeah.
cycling in one, and then yoga and TRX in the other studio.
Okay, so there's no like weights and all this sort of stuff in your gym. It's a
So
different.
TRX is more like body weight type stuff. There are a little bit of weights, but it's not like a big gym where you're like people are throwing bars around and stuff like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
So I can just go there one time. I don't have to buy a whole package. I can just do a la carte, as you say. Okay, I'm going to try it out. John, I'm going if you go.
There we go.
Let's do it. Laura's going
I'm
to
in.
go. I know she's
I'm
going
in.
for
Let's
sure.
do it.
If anything, there's a lot of girls in tight spandex, Lulu Lemon.
Lululemon. Yeah. So if I'm a girl, can I get a deal on Lululemon there as well? Seeing you're the ambassador for.
So we do have some apparel there that we sell that says "Find Your High" on it. Yes, go to Lululemon. Just tell them my name.
Mention
I don't know
my
if you'll
name.
get anything for it, but
This is what. Listen, I got a couple of things to bring up here. Do we have time for another song, John? Do you think? Yes,
Yeah,
we do.
we should do number 10.
Number 10.
Yeah, cocaine and chicken fricassee.
Well, that's a great
Now
combo.
that we're talking about yoga and health and all,
Yeah.
we should go straight
There's
to the
nothing
gutter.
I like better than
That's
chicken
what I'm having
fricassee.
for dinner.
Right.
Which one? That's huge.
Cocaine
Both.
and chicken.
Cocaine and-
chicken fricassee.
chicken fricassee.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a funny combination. Can we do that, Chris? Okay.
You want to talk about it now?
Let's talk about the cocaine first and then the chicken fricassee after.
Well, we played a lot of Monday nights and down at the Maple Leaf, and you get everybody and anybody showing up, from the tourists to the neighborhoods to the addicts and the drug dealers, and they're all there. And pretty much, and I'm kind of the same way when I'm getting tore up drinking, I just drink. I don't, particularly in the chicken fricassee, but not the other stuff.
Okay.
But people get like beyond their control, and they just they get excited about things, So there was a particular Monday night towards the end of Papa Gros Funk's run, and I had some friends flew into town just to come see us play one more time. So we do our show. I'm sitting at the bar with them, and then one of the known guys comes running up to me, and I'm like sitting with my friends, and he comes to me and goes, right in the back of my head, on my ear, and goes, and I'm like, huh? And he goes, comes my other ear. I'm like, dude, just get away from me. Not tonight. I can't deal with it. Can't deal with it this tonight. I got friends. No way. And I just went off. Dude, get your fucking cocaine head out of my fucking face. Get away from me. And he just stormed off. Came back in like, you don't know who the fuck I am. You don't know what I do. Man, all I want to do was offer you some chicken fricassee. There's the song right there.
Okay.
Run, get your gun. Stone cold junkie ain't never done. Got nowhere to go and nowhere to be all night. Cocaine and chicken fricassee. played your hand, I sung my song, done the deed, now I'm gone for corn. You're looking rough, you've been up all night, you come jumping on me looking for a fight. You say, where's your papers, laughing at love, but you can't stop cause you're all gagged out. You're losing your mind, you're a circus clown with a monkey on your back trying to shake me down. Run, run, get your gun, stone cold junkie ain't never done. Got nowhere to go and nowhere to be, all night cocaine and chicken fricassee. Bloodshot strain, devil sermon, shooting out your brain like a snake in the grass, around the apple tree. The trouble's tempting, but it comes in threes. I say no, no, man, no, not tonight, but you can't stop cause you just ain't right. You're a runaway dog digging for a bone. Quit gifting, just get on home. Run, run, get your gun. Stone cold junkie ain't never done. Got nowhere to go, nowhere to be. All night cocaine and chicken fricassee. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Come on here. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Come on here. Cranked it up, way past 10. Rat-a-tang-tang, going off again. Buzzing like a tripped out bumblebee. Tasting all the honey that's bittersweet. Run, run, get your gun. Stone cold junkie ain't never done. Got nowhere to go, nowhere to be. Nowhere to go, nowhere to be. Run, run, get your gun. Stone cold junkie ain't never done. Got nowhere to go, nowhere to be. All night cocaine and chicken fricassee. All night cocaine and chicken fricassee. All night cocaine and chicken fricassee. All night cocaine and chicken fricassee.
It's got the real New Orleans. This is like a real old school New Orleans. It's Neville Brothers.
That's Meters, Neville Brothers,
Yeah.
Dr. John, all of that rolled into it. Yep.
Nice guy. John. Woohoo! John Papa Gros off the new album Rivers on Fire.
The cocaine and
Out
chicken
now.
fricassee.
Cocaine chicken fricassee song. And we can steal that music right now off the internet if we want to, right? It's on Spotify and everything.
No, not yet. It'll be on Friday.
Yeah, by the time people listen to this,
It'll be up.
it'll be up.
Yes, it will.
Yeah. That is great. Boy, it's really good to hear that. You don't hear people making stuff like this anymore.
I'm hoping.
Deep-
I'm hoping that's like,
deep, old-fashioned New Orleans.
Well, for me,
funk.
it's like, I'm a generation or two younger than that generation of New Orleans
Right.
music. And when I look at the generations below me, the younger kids, it's more coming from the hip-hop influence and the church influence,
Right.
which is not necessarily the influence that came from what music that I listen to. So I kind of feel like I'm the bridge in the gap, to make that.
It's really cool. You can just about feel that you're at Tips or Jazz Fest
I
or
hope so. I mean,
something, right, when you hear that. Man, that is interesting to hear that stuff. Great.
Have you met my girl Robin Barnes?
yes, I have.
She's having her first, I think, release this Saturday.
She's an amazing singer.
Yeah,
Is she a friend of yours or
friend of mine.
she's not the woman you're dating?
No,
No, that's a different person.
she's engaged.
She is.
Yeah,
I saw that on Facebook or something.
Well, we all know that sometimes falls through.
Right.
Touche. I got to tell you one thing about Hangover Destroyer. Do you guys know about Hangover Destroyer? It's the only all-natural product medically proven to prevent a hangover. If you go to the Hangover Destroyer website, hdestroyer.com, and you write happy hour, in the coupon code, you'll get 30% off of Hangover Destroyer, and you too can seize the dawn. That could be good for you, Laura,
Absolutely.
because you're in the bartender business. Before we go, I did find this thing on the internet because I did like 3 minutes research, and I found you a blog called Sluts Unlimited.
Yes. slutsunlimited.me.
.me. Slutsunlimited.me. And what made you... It's actually not too slutty at all. Doesn't have
No.
anything about the shallow vagina.
Well,
or
it does. I mean, if you start at
somewhere
the
in there?
beginning,
Oh.
it starts from the beginning of me deciding to have my son. And I always just like the moniker Sluts Unlimited because I feel like it's reclaiming the word. You know, for
Slut.
a lot of my life, people have called me a slut.
Is that right? Yeah. What sort of people?
Pretty much everyone.
What does it mean? You like to fuck guys a lot?
I think that's what it is.
There's
you know?
nothing wrong with
No,
that.
absolutely, and that's the thing.
I applaud you for
I
taking
think
the
that
word
you
back.
should be unlimited in your options of what you do,
Right.
you know? And so when I had started originally, I had chosen Sluts Unlimited before I decided to have a child, and it was funny because it became the name of my blog. I had registered that name a long time ago, and friends were always like, oh, now you write about your son. Maybe it shouldn't be Sluts Unlimited. Maybe you should call it, you know, something else. I'm like what? Slutty Mom?
That's good too, actually.
Yeah,
Is that
actually,
taken?
I think if I put that, it comes up something very different on the internet, to be honest
That's
with you.
what surprised me. What Sluts Unlimited, actually, the writing is actually really good and really interesting.
Thank you so much.
I was expecting more of the sort of, you know...
Smut.
Slut, yeah. Oh, that's what I thought from the name.
Right. Well, it's funny because friends that love me and love my blog are like, I always feel bad when I'm on my work computer at school and I have to type in your address because I'm afraid, like, no, I'm on a list somewhere, you know. But
What sort of list?
well, you know, they kind of flag stuff like that when you put, you know, it's.
Who does?
I think they.
Hey, I think you're being a little paranoid there. I don't think there's any list of
No, actually, there
porno
are.
websites
Well, no.
anywhere.
There are. If you work in certain businesses, when I worked
really?
in an office, there are certain websites you just can't access.
You worked
know.
in an office?
I did.
What did you do?
For 7 years, I did disaster planning and recovery consulting. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who for? Like the Shaw Group or something?
I did it was for a small independent contracting company, and it was very lucrative. It was also extremely depressing, you know.
Disaster planning. I don't see why that would be depressing.
Now I do
sounds
disaster planning in a
forever.
completely different way
right,
as a
yeah.
bartender. It's
Yeah.
much smaller disasters.
It's personal disaster.
It is.
Hands-on.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have to listen to a lot of people complaining at the bar?
No, actually.
You're not that kind of bar where they're crying over their beer, are you?
Well, no, I've worked at bars, and I've been that person that complains at the bar over things, so I have empathy for that. But for the most part, you know, most people are usually in a pretty good mood, so I take it all, though, whatever it is.
And so we can go and read. You guys might want to read this blog, Sluts Unlimited. It's actually very interesting. I read the one about going to a medium. I read a couple of them, actually, but this was pretty good.
Thank you.
This is what it said. It said, went to see a medium, and this is what Laurie wrote. I wondered if any of my relatives would bitch at me for choosing to cremate them and keeping all their ashes in my closet. In my defense, it's a beautiful walk-in closet.
But I do have all of their ashes in my closet.
So you made a single-handed decision to cremate people.
I did. You know, my mother was very Catholic and did not...
Did she say anything at the medium? That's a good question.
Well, no, they all came through. It was pretty intense, to be honest with you. But I think that I was worried about the cremation more than anything. But I found that when I went to this medium, who was amazing, if anybody needs a medium, I have a contact for you, that it was really
Well, we're
interesting.
not psychic. Who is it?
Well, I have to pull the card out because I don't remember.
I don't remember her name?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll put a link to it on our site.
Yeah,
Okay.
but she was fantastic, and it was interesting because all the people who came through, they were all like still dealing with the shit that was going on when they died, and it really was talk about higher power, right? It really tells you that you got to let shit go because, like right now, like what are the things I'm worried about? Like, am I a good mom? I have cellulite. I need to run more. Like, these are the things that run through my mind. You know, like, I owe a lot of money. I owe a lot of money in debt, guys. So if anybody needs any favors.
We don't think anything less of you.
Right, but, like, if I were to die right now, I'm afraid, like, my ghost would be, like, caught in this constant web of being like, this is what I'm worried about. And
so are you suggesting that after we die, this is what you learnt from the medium,
like
that your family are still obsessed with the problems they had on Earth? Because that would be very depressing.
Yes, and that's why I was super depressed afterwards. I was super depressed. I went into like this existential crisis mode where I was like, holy shit, is this what fucking happens after you die? You're just fucking stuck in excuse me in this
like
situation.
A record of songs right there. I mean, you can write songs all day long
where
on
you're
that.
just like, you're worried about the stuff that doesn't even matter. Like my dead relatives were just like bitching about shit that literally doesn't even matter to me, and it was very personal. So I mean, I have to say,
wasn't stuff the psychic or the medium could have
looked
up on the internet about you?
No, not at all. I was very interested in that because I do have a lot of stuff on the internet, but it was some really very detailed stuff.
So this is all true. Then this person is communicating with.
She is definitely sensing some kind of energy and getting something, because there were things that, like I said, like, I'm a very skeptical person. I really am.
Well, could she be reading your mind and you're still worrying about all this crap on behalf
Fuck no. Like, excuse my language. No. But there were things that she brought up that I hadn't even thought of, that I'm just like, and I even said to her, I was like, can you just tell them not to worry about this anymore? She's like, well, you know, she's very religious, honestly. And she's like, well, you can pray for them. And I'm thinking in my mind, like, well, they're fucked because I'm not going to be able to do
the whole of the afterlife is filled with people worrying about shit.
So the rule of this is what we can learn about
now.
this is you go to higher power, you take some yoga, you learn how to let things go, you learn how to only focus your energy on the shit that really matters, and know that at the end of the day, it's all kind of just a joke. We're only here for a limited amount of time. We should enjoy our lives.
Your medium was an African American with dreadlocks and named after a cushion?
No, she was not. She was not. I will give it.
Want to have a stab, John?
Is this like?
I think that's probably a good place to leave it.
Yeah, there we go.
It's not, everything's just a joke, and it's not worth taking anything seriously.
It isn't. It really isn't. You got to love everybody.
Okay. And
that was a ghost reference. If you didn't get it,
I got it.
Ditto.
Oh, that was from the movie Coast. Oh yeah, right.
Named after a cushion.
What was that? Whoopee.
There you go.
Hey, you guys, thanks for being here for
Thank you.
John, we didn't even get on to talking about the reason that no one's ever heard you on Happy Hour before.
Oh, right.
We did a whole show with John once before, and we had to can the whole thing because we had technical problems.
Oh.
So,
well, this is exciting then.
Yes.
So we're working fine. It's going to make it.
Let's hope. Keep
my
your fingers crossed.
I still have my debut.
Yeah, this is still your debut on a Happy Hour. Thank you so much, Papa Gros, for joining us. And the new album is called Rivers on Fire. It's available wherever good music is streamed or stolen, or on your website, I assume, which is a link to on our website. It's neworleans.com. Thanks to Mark Berger for being here.
Thank you.
You can find Mark Berger, a link to him on our website, or go to Higher Power. Check that out. It's a place where you can cycle and yoga and feel better about yourself. And look how good you can look as well.
Absolutely.
And Laurie Tipton, thank you for joining us. We can find you in the lobby of the Ace Hotel.
Absolutely.
Or on Sluts Unlimited. .me. Thanks, everybody. That's our show, which today has been produced by Alison Moon and Graham DePonte. Our technical producer is Chris Kehoe, and our music director is Christian Unruh. Our pseudo-intern is Asher Griffith, who's done an awesome job of putting this on Facebook Live today. Thank you, pseudo-intern. Nice job. Our theme music was written by and is currently being played by Mitch Foreman. If you'd like to be on our show, drop us a line. Our address is on our website, itsneworleans.com, where you can check out many other hours of Happy Hour, plus some other shows we make here. Out to Lunch with Peter Raschuti, live from Commander's Palace. True to the Game, with the very funny Chris True. Midnight Menu +1 with Margot Moss and the man who ate New Orleans, Ray Canard. Louisiana Eats with Poppy Tooker. Milo's Music Parlor with Kim Vu, and the podcast about death, called Death, the Podcast, with psychologist Dr. Arian Alfant. Questions from the Waiting Room with psychiatrist Nick Pajic, and the weirdest podcast you've ever heard, Psych Ward with Dr. Ross. Check them all out on itsneworleans.com. You can also find other great Louisiana podcasts at itsacadiana.com and also itsbatonrouge.la. You can keep up with us on Facebook and on Twitter and a bunch of other times like your social media as well. And all of it we call It's New Orleans. You can find photos from this show on itsneworleans.com and on our website and Facebook page. These photos taken by Alison Moon. If you're listening to this show on some podcast app, thank you so much for subscribing to us. Take a moment to do this if you can. Rate and review us. That helps other people find us, which is very kind of you. Our show is recorded live today at Wayfare on Ferret Street in Uptown New Orleans, where they have a 3-hour happy hour every day from 3 to 6, and a great brunch on the weekends as well. Happy Hour is a production of INO Broadcasting for itsneworleans.com. Andrew Duhon is back next week. In the meantime, from everybody around here at Wayfare and back at our office at INO Broadcasting, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Grant Morris. I'll see you back here next week on Happy Hour.
Technology Truths, brought to you by Geico.
Technology Truths.
Truth. Teenagers can communicate entirely in emojis.
How was the birthday party? Pizza slice, kitten, soccer ball, pineapple?
Truth. It's so easy to switch and save on car insurance at geico.com.
What are you talking about? Paperclip, shoulder shrug, high five, wizard hat? What?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.